possible. A few weeks ago, I decided that I will no longer advertise a product from a particular company. A few weeks ago, I decided that I will not go down that road for a particular reason. Now, I have always said, and I have always held to the fact that money come, money go. And under no circumstances do I think about material and money issues when these things are concerned. I always say, I am not a hypocrite. This mark on my head is there for a reason, right? I believe in my religion and I practice my religion. And in my company, what we do and what we subscribe to are the tenets of my faith. So I just want to address something here that, many people have been asking me questions about, and I would just like to clarify and make it clear on the air here tonight. Now, approximately 3 weeks to 4 weeks ago, I decided to pull an advertiser off Breaking Barriers. And that advertiser was Cure Oxygen Water. I decided that based on something that they did in regards to their advertising campaign, I could not support. I repeat, based on something that they did, I decided that here was happening. No. All you need to correct this. All you need to correct this, because if you don't correct this, I am out. Right? And that was about 3 or 4 weeks ago. So that is the period I have given them to correct it, and they have not corrected it. So therefore, I am stating categorically tonight on my program that I will not support the advertising of Cure on this program. And I will tell you the reason why, and I will show you the reason why. And I always say, and I will continue to say, where money is concerned, partner, that don't guide the direction of my faith. Right? Now, the clip I'm about to play, I suggest it comes with a warning. I ask that your children just step aside, right? It carries with it some obscene remarks, and the only reason that is being put on here, it is to show you what I am talking about. So I am just asking that those people who have children around and those people who feel easily offended to please just step back, because this clip I'm about to play, it is offensive. And it is because of this clip I told the managers, the chairman, everybody at Cure that I cannot stand for that. How could I stand by and allow that? Just now, there's one thing just now. Hold on. Just now, let me see here. Right. There's one thing. Just bear with me a few seconds, guys, while I grab this. Right, good. Here we go. Right. As I'm sending you, right, I'm sending you a photo, right? You will organize and, right, let me just send that to us, right? Here we go. Just bear with me a few seconds. Now, this is the same thing that happened a few months ago when an advertiser was on board, and that advertiser, we were not satisfied that they were treating customers good, and I pulled them. I decided here what's happening, the money we used to get every month, it's not worth it. It's not worth it, and we just dumped that advertiser. And what happened is that in this case, I know the family. I know everybody there. I know the managers, I know Paria, I know everybody. And to have actually asked for this thing to be dealt with, I was the one that started advertising Cure, and I was the one that put it out there when nobody else knew, when Cure was actually in a warehouse doing nothing, when Cure was there, it wasn't selling. I was the one that brought that brand out, and I asked for nothing in return. Nothing. Zero. And what happened is that when I saw something and it was brought to my attention, I said, but no, something is wrong. Could you put up that picture? This was sent to me stating that this young man, now I have no problems with young people going forward, but here's where the problem comes. This young man is one of the ambassadors for cure. And I say, but isn't this the same young man that I spoke about a few months ago that I was totally disgusted with some of his content? So, what I'm about to show you is the young man who is pushing the brand that I decided I cannot be part of because of that. Take a look at this.
My name is Cracky, let me spit my rhyme. Your face is the reason ugliness is a crime.
Come back to me, come back to me. Hold on. I just hope there are no obscene words in the translation. Right? I just hope so. Because whoever uploaded it, I just want to make sure. Right? So, good. Let's, like I said before, we are showing you to show it. Yesterday was what? Yesterday or the day before was International Women's Day, correct? Yesterday. Right? Everybody's celebrating the worth of women. Right? Take a look at this.
My name is Cracky, let me spit my rhyme. Your face is the reason ugliness is a crime. Your mother called me up and tell me she want a lime. I enter she bedroom and she didn't waste my time.
Whoa.
And your name is Cracky? Mine's too, but you just do crack and that's true. I just crack your mother back times two. Monday to Sunday, right through.
Let me tell you a little story about your family. Them seconds turn into hours, them hours turn into nights, them nights turn into life, and guys won't make it nice. Your mother, your sister, your auntie, your cousin, sleep with all of them twice.
And I must support this. Moody, I must support that. 3 to 4 weeks now. We told the managers, I told the chairman, I told everybody, how the hell all you could accept this? All is a company that pushes Islamic values. 4 weeks now. Nothing done. A man tell me, they signed the contract already, what you go do? Well, here what happening. I'm not interested. I am not interested. I am no longer interested because this brand, I want to make it clear, this brand, I used to push this brand. But I no longer do now. Because when this brand could have an ambassador who disrespects women in this way, right? I say go to hell. I say go to hell. Because you cannot do that. Especially after this thing has gone public now. And I hear my name calling all over the place. Inshang get fired as the ambassador. What? I never got hired and I never got fired. I left. I decided that I will no longer push the product because that ain't even close to Islamic values. That ain't even close. So how could I push that? And the thing is that for them to know 3 to 4 weeks ago about this video, and even Barry tell me about he's shocked he can't even watch the video. Barry Ghani. Barry tell me, say, boy, I cannot even watch 5 seconds of that video. Imagine that. And this is still out there. And I say without apology, and it's not only them. You have Popeyes as well. Popeyes using the same. Now, I have always said, I will never stop a young man from earning. I will support any young man who goes out there. But if you want to earn a living, partner, don't do it like that. Don't disrespect our mothers. Is that the best you could joke about, boy? Is that the best that you could joke about? Is that the best you could, you talking about doing things to people, mother, and I must buy your product? No. That it don't work so. It don't go down so. And I will reject hundreds of thousands of dollars based on that. Money means nothing to me. As I said before, you see this mark on my head? There's a reason for this mark on my head. And for someone, a company, to actually know that this is happening and still have that. No, sorry, I'm not going down that road, and I'm sure many of you will agree with me. So here what's happening, that product does not play any role in my house until they apologize to the women of Trinidad and Tobago. You agree or disagree? Right? That product plays zero role on this station until they apologize to the women of Trinidad and Tobago. Because how could you pay someone, give somebody money and say, here, you are my spokesperson and here what happening at the end of the day? Because if somebody come and pay me to endorse a product, then they're comfortable with everything I do, everything I say, because that is what an ambassador does. An ambassador is supposed to be someone who reflects and represents your product well, and is someone that you could look up to. So at the end of the day, not interested. And I want to make it clear here. And it's not only this. I have stood my ground on many issues. And as I said before, this may cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars. It may mean that, boy, you ain't going to know a Ramadan advertisement. Go to hell. I do not care. Money does not come first, because at the end of the day, I am not going to support something as wrong as this, something as sickening as this, something as disgusting as this. And for those of you who are just joining me, right, let me repeat it one more time. The video that I'm about to play is the ambassador for Cure. The gentleman who Cure choose as their ambassador. And I step back because of this. But I just want you to see this video and tell me, WhatsApp me, and tell me if you agree or disagree. Right? My number is 6844762. WhatsApp me and tell me if my position that I've taken, you stand with me or you don't stand with me, because you have artistic expression. This is not artistic expression. Take a look.
My name is Cracky, let me spit my rhyme. Your face is the reason ugliness is a crime. Your mother called me up and tell me she want a lime. I enter she bedroom and she didn't waste my time.
And your name is Cracky? Mine's too, but you just do crack and that's true. I just crack your mother back times two. Monday to Sunday, right through.
Let me tell you,
I wouldn't even bother to even go on further. I wouldn't even bother. So as I said before, 3 weeks now to 4 weeks, I notified the company and I expressed serious objection. And I even wrote, here what happened, I spoke to the person from Popeyes, and what happened is that the person from, let me get her name. Let me get her name here, right? Right, let me get her name. That's now, right, here we go. Right. Denise Kamal. Denise Kamal got this, and Denise Kamal said nothing. This is the person talking about Popeyes. And Denise Kamal said nothing. Denise Kamal, lip was zipped, not even a okay received. We'll check on it. Our aim is that it is of concern to us. We are very concerned. Nothing, boy. Nothing, Popeyes. Nothing, really. Right? So for those of you who are watching now, right? Right? I mean, look at this. 100% of the people telling me here, you did the right thing. Right? And it is fact. It is fact. So before we get into the program, I just want to make it clear that I have never, ever allowed money to guide my direction on what is right. I have always said, my wife could tell you, we have been married 24 years now. And she could tell you the respect that I have for women and the people who promote themselves for a better country and a better way of life. And I cannot endorse that gobar. That is gobar. I cannot endorse that. So hard luck. Right? So until the company apologizes, let me see this bottle. Right? Until the company apologizes to the women of Trinidad and Tobago, this will not be in my fridge. This will not be in my car. This will not be in my house. This will be in the garbage bin, where it belongs. Because I'm not going to allow this to go down the road that it is going. All right, so let's start dealing with the real issues now. Let's go, guys. Number one, Baraka Grounds, Ramadan Expo and Food Fest, 25th to 30th of March. We have almost 50% booked. Last week I told you we 20-something percent. We are on, because remember, we can only take a limited amount of people. Right? So we are almost 50% booked. We are almost 50% booked. So here what's happening. If You need to get information. Call those 2 numbers on your screen. And this is open to everybody. Hindu, Christian, Muslim, anybody. Once what you're selling does not go against our faith, like alcohol and thing, you're good to go. Right? And then, at the end of the day, you do not need to have a halal certificate to sell it. Because we inspecting everything when you bring it in. Right? If you don't have a halal certificate, your food might be more halal. Could never tell, like mine at Brilliant. I don't have a halal certificate and my food is most halal. Because I use the most halalest chicken out, which is fine choice. Right? So, let's go again, guys. You know, when I look at this, right, this happened in Tobago. And when I look at this, the tree fell on the family home, injuring 3 people, including Melville, who has since been transferred to Trinidad for medical treatment. And it's from Elizabeth Williams. While his, here what happening? Thank God that he protected her. The family said some of their appliances were destroyed, etc. You know what bothered me in this whole article? That first paragraph there. The tree fell on the family home, injuring 3 people, including Melville, who has since been transferred to Trinidad for medical treatment. Come back to me. You telling me in the year 2020, an island like Tobago that have billions of dollars invested in it, that Rowley that spend most of his time there, does not have the capacity to take care of its citizens? You telling me a tree fall on a man and probably get some fractures, God alone knows, and you telling me that that man have to go to Trinidad for treatment? No, man, all you have to be joking. All you have to be joking. Guys, pull back to Expression, please. Let me just welcome them and Neil Schultz, and then we'll move on. Right. Just to welcome Tile Expression. Remember, Tile Expression is where you can get all your tiles. I would like to thank Shelly today for her assistance. And of course, I was able to order my tile. Shelly, don't forget, Javed had to remember 90% off. So tomorrow you guys will see me. And remember, don't forget, Tile Expression is where you get quality tiles. Not while you're walking it, peeling off like somebody's road. These contractors just do. All right? Let's go again. Neil Schultz, where you get top of the line. Original, genuine. Well, you don't get original. Original is where your vehicle come with. You get genuine, which is parts exactly like what your vehicle come with, approved by the company, right? And manufactured for the company. So therefore, you get genuine parts, you get replacement parts, and here what happening now, folks. The prices 50 to 60% lower than the company. So all you know what to do, all you know where to stand. All right? So organize and go down to Neil Schultz for all your European parts, BMW, Mercedes-Benz, Jaguar, Volvo, you name it. Give them a check. Right? And of course, we welcome our good friends at Mitsu Air Limited, Mitsubishi Electric, Cooling and Heating, 246 Eastern Main Road, Paria. They carry the #1 unit in Trinidad because no other unit gives you a 10-year warranty on parts and labor. None. Zero zilch. So all you know what to do. Inverter units, give them a call, 674-4000. Right? And as I said before, for those of you watching, because my phone is still is messaging me, right? Let me know if what you saw on that video that I showed you earlier on, how you feel after watching that. And knowing that a company paying a man, that this is the man that they're paying to endorse their products. Tell me how you feel about that. Yeah? Oh, let me just say 30 years anniversary to Merlin and Jagdish. Merlin and Jagdish, all the best to you. 30th anniversary. May God bless you with many, 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 many more. Let's go again, guys. If it's one thing this man know how to do, it's say it straight. And you know how I'm talking about, right? Justice C. Prasad. Could we put that back up again, please? Bringing a claim was Incorp Investment Company Limited against WASA for non-payment, right? While the authority filed a counter-claim for the repayment of $428,000. Imagine WASA saying that the work that this company do was bad work, and they owe back $428,000, but WASA was the one who approved the work. All you feel some of these people in WASA joke stupid, boy. Let's go again with that now, right? And then the judge went on to state the acronym for WASA may now stand for what is sorry affair. Imagine a judge, a sitting judge, right? Resting it on WASA, and I agree with him 100% because he has never been one to put water in his mouth. So the fact is that here what's happening. Again, everybody with WASA. Let's go again, guys. Right? It was argued at the trial the contractor never received any formal notification on WASA or of defective or incomplete work. But that is normal. WASA custom, in fact, 90% of contractors is do defective work. It's improving now because, like I said, it have a good chairman now. Let's go again, guys. Public Utilities Minister Marvin Gonzalez has outlined a plan and partnership with the Canadian authorities to bring modulated water treatment plants into the country. By show of hands, whoever hear about modulated water? I hear what happens. I always tell people, I don't have too much book sense and thing. When it comes to academia and thing, I really ain't the brightest bulb. But when it comes to common sense, hear what happening. I could beat all in most races. So hear what happening now. That word modulated stick on my head, right? I know about FM modulation, amplitude modulation, frequency modulation, and about all them things. But I never hear about modulated water. But we'll go on to that just now. Let me pull back that slide. Right? Gonzalez was the lone guest on stage during the conversations with the Prime Minister hosted by Dr. Keith Rowley. The state-run Water and Storage Authority came under serious fire on Tuesday night, and Gonzalez blasted WASA. Imagine this is the Minister of Public Utilities blasting WASA for its consistent failures to deliver over the years, saying that there was institutionalized corruption. They came list at WASA. Come back to me for now. Hear what happened now. It was under the People's National Movement that 90% of that institutionalized corruption took place. WASA did not come yesterday. WASA did not come the day before. WASA was around a long time, and governments before put their friends and family to head WASA and put certain managers there. And you had managers who were doing certain jobs and getting paid from one and from the other and this and that. And this took place over nearly half a century of P&M rule. The reason WASA the way it is right now, it is because 90% P&M and 10% UNC. But then again, UNC thief in 5 years, what other governments may have stolen in 50 years? Because here what's happening. All you know what I'm talking about, that man was involved with Pipe 2. You know what I'm talking about, right? That is the man himself. And he was the king of thief. But we leave that right here. Let's go back to that slide. That's the pipe man. The minister said that he has partnered with international expertise from Canada to sign a memorandum of understanding for a modulated water treatment plant. The Canadians, using modern technology, can get us a modulated water plant that has the capacity to produce 5 million gallons probably a day. He said that a huge reservoir in Central Trinidad has been identified that can produce 5 million gallons on a daily basis. All of a sudden now, they're getting place to put in Central, right? Somewhere to store water. Before, it had nowhere. We can get by October 5 million gallons of water. Already remember this, eh? Because I see there was an article in our papers that Trinidad, everybody should have water by 1960. Yeah. That was even before water was invented. Right? Gonzalez said that WASA has not had a price increase in about 28 years, and within 2 weeks would have a new price increase ready to submit. Imagine that. Imagine that. When you put on the pipe, that pipe you have to use, what they call it, you have to use Wonder before you drink that. You have to drink Wonder. God forbid, don't do that because you got dead. Right? Wonder does take out rust. You have to take out the rust from the water. You have to take out the lead. You have to take out people's number plate, people false teeth, all kind of thing from that water supply. That water supply ain't helping at all. It's not helping. So here what happening now. All you organize all yourself. And let me wait for this because this look like the long haul. Let's go again, guys. Now I seen that I have Google and have a good internet connection. I decided to search, what I searched there, guys? Modulated Water Plant Canada. And look what come up first. Right? You have Dr. Rowley, you have Marvin Gonzalez. Where's the other thing? And zoom in, right? Isn't it fact that most of those articles only tied to Trinidad? Watch. The top 5, 1, 2, go ahead, swipe. CNC3, CNC3, CNC. Where he had to do with modular water plant. Right? Look, one article, watch it there. Canadian drinking water plant. I said, what Paria had to do with modulated water plant now? I could think of Paria modulated in another way, but not water plant. Now, this is all the searches, and Google is telling me that if I go further, the searches may not be relevant to what I saw. So here what happened in Madrid. Where does modulated water thing come from? Because it looked like even Google confused. Even Google confused because let's see what I search unless somebody restricted my search capabilities. Anyway, let me leave that because, you know, we are not intelligent enough to discuss them things. So let's go again. There we go. Zoom in. Right, good. Now here what happening. I send in all you a picture. Right? All you will get this picture in about. Right, here we go. Let me just, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, good. Here we go. Right. Asama, send you some pictures. Get ready to load it up for me, please. Right, here we go. Right. Sent. Right, so I want all to watch something. This was dropped off in my mailbox by someone. These are allegedly projects done by the Tunapuna Piaco Regional Corporation. Right? These are allegedly projects done by them. So what happened is that some of those projects I was told was completed. Some of them are pending and some of them are not approved. Now the fact is that for me, pause right there guys. Notice, wait, here what to do. Look on the left side everybody. Look on the left side. Go up the page. Right. Let us start with one. We are seeing Mohan Trace. We're seeing Bamboo number 2. We're seeing Mackenzie Street, Ramsaran Trace, Harris Street Extension, Constantine Trace, corner of Linden, Evans Street, Akono Road. 90% of those places I know. Tavernot Street, I think that is in Tunapuna. Right? And we are seeing, now hold up right here. 2 things concern me. One is, how come Red Hill does not have the name of a street or exact address? That's number 1. Go back up the road. The other way. Go back. Yes, go. How come? Go up. Bamboo number 2, where I live, does not have a street. How come? How come Bamboo number 2 does not have a street? And that is the question that I want to ask, because the fact is that for me, I want to know. Now, here what happening here? I went through the whole of Bamboo. I drive through Bamboo, searching for a new box drain. But I know in Bamboo, 90% of those box drains, I was the one responsible for getting them donkey years now. You understand? So I know about Bamboo, and I know when box drains were done, and I know when we had bad roads, and I was the one that begged, and I have all the letters, everything. Right? And Jack was the one that facilitated most of those projects in Bamboo. So I asked the question, could we start showing those pics? This drain here, right, pause. This drain is in Bamboo number 2. Now, we are not making any allegations against any businessman or anything like that, because at the end of the day, we are asking questions here. So, this is a drain that was only done a few months ago. And when we asked the workers, here what happening now? Who doing this drain? The workers refused to answer. Now, what I noticed is that these workers were working late and coming early, and they were moving with speed. So, this is the only drain that I know that was built in Bamboo. So, I asked Kwesi from the corporation, the chairman, what really going on? Who it is build this drain? Kwesi say he got forward documents to me, right, the chairman? And that was a little while ago. Up to now, he has not forwarded one document. So I am asking Kwesi Robinson tonight, the chairman of the Tanapuna Piako Regional Corporation, if this drain that you're seeing there is a drain that costs $164,000. I am asking that question tonight. I am asking the question, why, if it is fact, if it is indeed a drain, why it is the businessman who owns that property, the drain that he had blocked off, the TPRC did not tell him to open it back up. Now go again. You see this drain that running across here? When the businessman decided to block the main water course, which we have documents showing you what was done, and if you go on Google Maps, you'll see it. On Google Earth, sorry. This drain here, the ministry blocked off this road and the corporation spent thousands of dollars to put a drain under this road when there was already a drain in place. We can't get one pothole fix, but yet it is they did this. So here what happening. I want to ask Kwesi Robinson tonight, right? I want to ask Kwesi Robinson tonight, how much did that cost? That thing across there, how much did that cost? Take a photo with your phone. Right, how much did this cost? What was the cost? Who paid for that? And I'm asking again, what was if that was the project that was done for the $160-something thousand, nearly $200,000. Let's go again, guys. Could we get the list? Could we get the list? The list. Right, let's go. Now, yeah. Now, as you could see, Mohan Trace is at the top. Now, in Bamboo, we don't have no Mohan Trace. But I still went through we have Mohan Street. So I went through Mohan Street, taking out pictures. Guys, you'll see a set of pictures with the road. Could I get those pictures now, please? Good. Zoom out, please. Looking for box drains newly built. These box drains have been there over 10, 15 years now. Right? All these box drains in Bamboo, not one single new box drain. So it could not have been, unless the box drain is the one on the right, which is non-existent. It could not have been Mohan Trace they're talking about, is Mohan Street. And Mohan Street is in Piako, from what I was. Mohan Trace is in Piako. Kwesi, you're not picking up your phone, boy. I want to ask you some questions related to this.
Your call.
So, now that we see this, could we show the nice condition of the school in Bamboo, the ECCE school, which was never used? Look at the condition of a brand new school. This is how this government is take care of things. Everything must rotten and fall down. This is how they must take care of things. It must rotten and fall down. And this is Bamboo number 2, ECCE school. You go inside there, you get diaphragm, you get tetanus, you get leptospirosis, you get, in fact, if you go inside there, COVID, man, and your father must be living inside there too. Let's go again. This is a newly paved road opposite the Tanapuna Piako Regional Corporation. Could we zoom into the underneath of that picture, please? Right. Moody, what do you think about that? Look at this. This is, I was told that this was done under the TPRC as well, allegedly done. Right? Zoom out. Let's look a little bit to the left-hand side, guys. The left or the right. Zoom in. Let's take a closer look. Right. Zoom into that patch on the left. Right. Look right here. I want you to take a look at this road and tell me who, I don't know who the contractor is. And for me, I am personally not satisfied, and I'm asking a question here. If this road passed engineering standards, I'm asking the question. I am not an engineer. I'm asking the question because to the layman, something doesn't look right. I mean, Mamu, how that looking? And it looking like they zog the road too. Watch how I go left, right, all over the place. Right, so good. Come back to me. So, what I want to do tonight is that list. That list. We're going to run through that list now. And I want you to tell me, put up my number, guys. I want all of you to tell me if a project was or was not done in your area and take photos, because I have every single project done from the TPRC in the last 7 years. And I heard there's going to be a forensic audit. That is what I was told. But the fact is that here what's happening now. I am calling for it to move faster because at the end of the day, many questions are being asked. So could we get back that list on the screen, please? And all you see my number there? I want you all to contact me. If you're from McKinsey Street, tell me if a box drain was built. If you're from Ramsar and Trace, send me a picture. If you're from Harris Street Extension, a semi-engineered box drain. What is a semi-engineered box drain? That means they built halfway or what? Another fully, so wait, that's semi-engineered. So in other words, that's partially engineered and fully engineered? But where the hell? Evans Street, 9th Street, and we are going to go through a lot of these projects, and we're going to show you what was done, right? And you will see, because there's millions and millions of dollars here being spent. Millions of dollars. So like I said before, party now start. Come back to me, guys. Let's go. Next slide. Look, this is a main road in Maruga. Matlot. A main road in Matlot. This is a main road in Matlot. Imagine that.
So this is the Reform Road
connecting
here from the highway.
Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago,
Reform
where we so
Paria. Check out the
dotish.
nice road.
This is what we consider
nice
best
road.
governance.
Nice road, eh?
This is in Reform. Imagine a place like Reform and there's no reform. They should rename the place to No Reform, or lacking reform, or out of form, or need some kind of form, even a passport form. Boy, I don't know now, boy. And look again, a piece of the man Tom on you. This is that. What's this, man? This is what I tell you. People in this country that take things for joke. We real stupid in this country, you know. I tell you. And come back to me. Moody, if I was a representative, if I was the representative of St. Augustine, and it have road that need fixing, yeah, what happening now? You see all the people that live in St. Augustine, all you can't pass through, they are blocking every road. Every resident put all your car in the road, nothing is passing through. We locking down St. Augustine. Tell me road they're fixing. And that is how I would operate, because you know why? I dread when it comes to them kind of thing. But you know what? You have stupid people who, under the UN, say very little done, money thief like hell, and they still vote back the same people. You have stupid people on the other side too. Money thief left, right, and center, and is a Balize juice until they dead. Don't blame me. Anyway, time for some good news, right? RPM Express Couriers, the #1 courier company in Trinidad and Tobago. In fact, up to yesterday, they delivered 10 packages for me, which was not for me, but for my family, because they're a custom ordering, right? Even though I do not press pay, I notice that the pay is being pressed frequently now. But I would like to thank RPM Express for their professionalism, Number one, for the best pricing, for the most courteous staff. And here what's happening. Timely deliveries. So if you're bringing anything to Miami and you want it come in one piece, check out RPM Express Couriers. They will fix up. Let's go again, guys. What kind of blade is used for this? But that thing cutting really easy, Dread. I want that vehicle number. I want the vehicle number. Right. Zoom in more. Zoom in more. You know what I should have do, boy? I should have called my partner and them in license office today and let them give me the name, address, telephone number, and Moody will make a spin and visit the man. Yeah. You telling me that this was on Facebook, police see this all over, and we ain't nothing that this man get charged as yet? 90% sure somebody probably changed our number plate. You can never tell because that is what is going on in Trinidad. Right? 90%. Let's go again. Now, let me tell you why this whole thing is a joke. This is an unrelated incident. Two men fined $5,000 each for stealing TSTT cables. Now, here what happening. Sometimes it's not the magistrate or the judges, you know. Sometimes it's what the law said is the maximum penalty. So maybe it is in this case because this thing is a joke. Man thiefing 20,000, 100,000 in cable and 5,000. You pay that thing and you come out, boom. And in the meantime, you get bail, you thiefing all that TSTT cable. But TSTT is the only company that gone digital and wireless, and the copper cable still affecting them. Explain that to me. I don't know. Nah? Let's go again, guys. Oh, God. Let me pause here for a second. This is according to the father of flowing lava, who is Rowley. The delivery of justice in this country is unacceptably slow, says Prime Minister Kitrolo. You are talking gobar because many of these magistrates, many of these judges are beholden by dotage laws in this country. Not only that, sometimes you cannot go in a court because it has no air condition. The thing shut down, it has no current. In many cases, things have to be adjourned because of government's failure to maintain these buildings. Sometimes magistrates and judges talking and you see cockroach say, excuse me, my case coming up soon. This is Trinidad. And then you have the king of flowing lava talking about justice too slow. How about the justice for Dana Sita Alba? We got to deal with that just now. Let's go again with that, guys. And the Prime Minister said he knows he will be criticized for his remarks on the situation, but I'm simply addressing the state of affairs in Trinidad, and there's no sacred cow in this country. So why it is when I tell he about people who thiefing and he tell me to kiss he what? So he was a sacred cow then. Eh? He was a sacred cow then, okay. Rowley aired his dissatisfaction with the pace of justice delivery when he spoke at Tuesday night's conversation with the Prime Minister. Okay, come back to me. So the Prime Minister criticized the slow pace of justice. Prime Minister, you're talking about 80% of this country have no or slow water supply. The Prime Minister ain't talk about the slow delivery of MRI, CT scan, medication, and treatment for citizens of this country. He ain't know about that, right? And there are many other things. For example, all them potholes you're seeing all over the country. The Prime Minister ain't know about the slow repairs that are going on right now, where one hole probably repairing in about 10 days. He ain't going to talk about that. The things that are affecting the citizens. Magistrates and judges put their lives at risk. Magistrates and judges do something that you and I wouldn't do. And that is they put their families at risk when they make decisions. For example, when they go to court and they pronounce this one guilty and that one guilty, you know what they are doing? They are risking their families. And now you come in, Dr. Rowley, to talk gobar about magistrates and judges and the judiciary right now. Anything that is slow in the judiciary, it is because of the government. And wait a minute. Talking about the judiciary. Guys, I have a slide for that. All you remember Andrea Barrett? All you remember Andrea Barrett? Good. A subserver, right. Remember the allegation of bail racket and what was taking place and the allegation that that is why they murdered Andrea Barrett? How come you never hear anything about that again? How come Andrea Barrett, you know, such a beautiful young child, was murdered, and this was one of the things that come up on the radar? Well, you know, Andrea was, she probably find out or expose this whole bail racketing, and you never hear nothing about that again. That dead. That dead. We're going again. Let's go again. His views followed his reply to a question on the implementation of the death penalty. He said Trinidad and Tobago is further away from the death penalty now than it ever was because the government's failure to do what is necessary to put laws in place to benefit the citizenry and to deal with the justice system. So let me forget what he said again, why? Because I just allow him to get 2 minutes of my time and that's it. So forget he right now. Let's move on. Now, this is Raja Ali. And there are allegations against him and others for the murder of Dana Sital. Now, this is before the court, so I cannot expatiate or go on further. But all I could tell you is that these men are out on bail now. All you think it's hard for these fellas to get $500,000? And who is to blame? Not the judges, not the magistrates. It's the stupid laws we have in this country. Like I said, we have laws that are made by idiots in government. Let's go again, guys. Hear what? Wait, break, come back to me. Let me just welcome Sultan Drinks to this segment. And if you have never tried Sultan, you do not know the health benefits because black seed, just do a little research on the benefits of black seed. And, you know, as a Muslim, we are often taught that the only thing that black seed does not cure is death. This is to tell you how good black seed is. All right, so we're going to take a break now, and when we come back, we'll continue right here on Breaking Barriers. Remember, you're watching Breaking Barriers right here on IBN Channel 8, live on Breaking Barriers Live, as well as if you're on the go, you could watch it on Tigo app, T-E-G-O, as well as our program is in Guyana, and it's streaming throughout the Caribbean. All right, so take care, folks. I'll see you shortly.
Prices on all grocery items. Trust Low Cost Supermarket for the widest variety of quality products at low prices. Freshly picked fruits and vegetables, healthy products for your well-being, high quality meat cuts, and a warm and friendly service. Low Cost Supermarket, Southern Main Road, Cunupia.
Premium quality.
IBN can be viewed on the go now with the Airlink TV app for Google devices. Simply go to the Google Play Store, search for the Airlink TV app. Download the app, click on the link and fill out the form. The account activation will be emailed or texted to the user. It's safe as no credit card is needed. The first 30 days are free and you can subscribe and receive a box for your TV to stream the same content.
Sultan Drinks introduces a unique drink made from vitalizing green tea, enriched with a millennia-old secret of black seed, powerful ginseng, complemented with the best honey and amazing taste of jasmine. Taste a new experience. Taste Sultan Iced Tea. You know what you drink.
You know, what amazed me is that I just took a break here, and the hundreds of messages that I'm getting showing utter disgust with the video that I showed with the young man who is the ambassador for Cure. I am amazed, you know. One of my partners who normally buy 40 cases, he said he done. Right? I'm a partner from Freeport. He said he done. He's not going to do it anymore. He said that is madness. So therefore, as I said before, right? One, we stand our ground. I am not even going to smell it anymore, right? As of today. But not only that, where you can make a difference, we have to demand an apology. Yesterday was International Women's Day. And this is what we're pushing. Come now, man. Better than that. Better than that. Right? And there must be an apology from the top. Has to be. Because this cannot go down just like that. And like I said, everyone, 100%. And to those of you who are watching right now, only know the viewership here, right? Right. So let's go again, guys. Let's go to that slide. This is Madam Hills. Her daughter, Shaquana, was walking along the pavement when a speeding car came out of Mirage Trace and allegedly struck her, pitching her up in the air as high as the electrical wires. Her skull cracked open and she died instantly. But you see, this woman holding this blanket there, she is not a politician's daughter. She does not live in the West. She does not have 10 BMWs. She is a normal black African woman who is insignificant to a lot of people in this country and do not care about her because she does not fit the profile of somebody who could pay some money to get something done. But I am making a promise to Miss Hill tonight that I am going to make sure that you get justice. I am going to stand by you, Miss Hill, and I want you to call me tomorrow. My number is 6844762. Let me go out on this. When I went out the road and touched my daughter's foot, she was cold as ice. She was already dead. It was not nice to see this. I don't know how anybody would have felt of that. Well, there's some language issues there. You do it all of your own to raise a child until she's 17. And now she went? She gone? How am I supposed to live with this? She added. Hill said the driver did not stop and was forced to stop by villagers. So first off, leaving the scene of a crime, hit and run, right? Vehicle manslaughter. She said although her daughter died, people who witnessed the accident were reluctant to step forward and give police statements. She said she has been liaising with a senior officer at Faizabad, but no one has ever been charged. Every time I call, they keep saying the matter is under investigation, but here what happening? I want somebody to call me. Here what happening? Let me do something for Miss Hills. Somebody, could anybody from Faizabad normally, could I get the person who's in charge of Faizabad station? I need a telephone number, please. I need a telephone number now of one of the seniors in Faizabad police station. Right, so while I'm waiting for that, right, somebody said they're using Cure for battery water now. Right, so, right, here we go. Right, so let's wait about 2-3 minutes. But let's go back to that slide. So I need somebody senior from Faizabad, or you could send me the Faizabad police station. Let me make a call direct and see how we could assist Miss Hills here, because at the end of the day, this is her mother. What was she holding, Amudi? What was she holding, Jawad? This is the blood of that child, of that, that child's mother is holding the blanket with her blood. The blood that flowed through her veins is now on a blanket. And they're telling me that I must stay quiet on this. No, Every time I call, they keep saying the matter is under investigation, and it is almost 6 months that I lost my daughter, and they're still investigating. Why do I have to wait so long for justice? I wish my daughter was here. I'm grieving. I don't know why the justice system has to take so long. Ma'am, it is not the justice system, you know. It is the police of Trinidad and Tobago. Right? Somebody just sent me Faizabad police station number. Let me make a call. Put back that slide again for me, guys.
Hi, good night. Faizabad Police, WPC Party.
Hi, good evening, WPC. The name is Inshan Ishmael. I'm calling in relation to a matter. Do you have a senior there in the station right now, please?
A sergeant?
Yes.
What information you want to...
No, well, basically, it's in relation to a matter that was on the airwaves and in the Gazette today in regards to Miss Hills, whose daughter was struck down by a vehicle in a hit-and-run accident over 6 months ago. And what happened is that we are trying to assist the family. What happened is that while I'm talking to you right now, I'm live on my program. I should have said that. So the fact is that we are trying to get some justice for Miss Hills, whose daughter, Shakwana, was murdered, vehicular manslaughter, 6 months ago. And she says that she keeps getting her run around by the Faizabad police station and the investigator.
No problem. Hold on 1 second.
Thank you.
So you answer the sergeant.
Thank you. Right, you could come back to me, guys. We just thank Sultan for sponsoring this segment as we move over now. Right, while I'm waiting for the sergeant, I'll make sure and know where I'm buying all the roof fanning from, know where I'm buying all the pulling from, all the sheets from, because here what happening. Rain these days, you don't want things to get like paper and fly away. Built to last is where you get it, and they don't only supply, they manufacture as well. Take the number, it's right there on the screen. And for those of you in Central, the Freeport area, the Couva area, you should know Built to Last because it's right around the corner there, not too far from Medway, right? They are not part of Medway. They are close to there. Right? Hello?
Hello, good night.
Good night. Hi.
So the SDO IC of the station is not there at the moment, but you can call back around 9 because I won't be able to give you the information.
Okay, but the sergeant that you just told me was there. He's not there?
No, he's not here.
So you are the senior right now and you are a WPC, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, great. No, what happens is that I'm just thinking about if that is normal procedure, because what happens is that to leave a WPC.
No, he stepped out for a little while.
Okay, and
we have some reports to deal with at the moment.
Okay, good. All right, okay. I hope he comes back safely. God bless you. Take care.
You want to leave any information?
Could you tell them that Inshan Ishmael called, please, from IBN TV, and it's in relation to the death of Shakwana, who was murdered by vehicular manslaughter 6 months ago, and we are following up on it, please. All right?
No problem.
Thank you. God bless. Right. At least that officer wasn't a hog. You know, it has some of them. Where you are? Where you calling for? He gone. He ain't gonna come back. Right? So remember, all your hardware supplies, remember to check out Built to Last. And like the name says, everything they provide is built to last. Let's go again, guys. Slides. All I know where is this, right? Muri, zoom in. All you see that barrel there? That barrel have 2 pajamas. But what it have that is more important than the pajamas is this. Take a look at this now, breads. Look at that now. And that come out in 1 barrel. You could imagine what man bringing in 20-foot container in red. Look at this now, man. What war you going to start with this red? I watching this and my toonie knocking right now. You know the kind of destruction you could cause to a family, to a village, to a community with this. You know how many people you could kill with that? But what is interesting, now I'm seeing this looking like brand new, but zoom in guys, zoom into that picture. I notice that something is missing. The magazines look empty because you're not seeing the bullets on the side of the magazine. It appears empty. I'm not too sure. Right? Huh? Right. We're going again. What I find strange is that all the guns, high-powered rifles are here, but there's no ammunition, which means that there's a next barrel which may have ammunition or a barrel that is coming in, which may bring, and this is what Medway have to look out for. And by the way, this is something that they found in Medway, but they wouldn't find elsewhere because Medway have top security, it have top staff, and I am surprised that they find that here. Because you know why? Medway don't mix matters. They just check through everything. So well done, Medway. Well done to you and your staff. Let's go again. Why is the government rushing with SEA when most children are not mentally ready? The government is expected to have SEA on the 31st of March this year. Right? 31st of March. And you know what is interesting? What is interesting is that many children have actually divorced themselves from learning. I had a meeting today with some teachers. And this word asynchronous. Asynchronous, you know what asynchronous is, right? You're supposed to know. Teachers having a synchronous class. And while teachers supposed to be in class in Trinidad, some of them in class in Miami in a hotel room. Never told the ministry they're flying out. Some of these teachers very happy that online class is going on because here what happening half the time, children do this, children do that. I can't come to their absent, but you could go PriceMart and shop the same teacher. You could go all over the mall, the same teacher. And that happened to me, actually seeing a teacher who's supposed to be in class in West Mall, telling the student she can't make it today. I urgently had to go and shop. No, not all teachers are like that. So let me make this clear. Let's go again, guys. Right. This is, you know, and I continue to say, we are the reason why this thing continues to happen, you know. We are the reason. Right? Let me just hail out one of the big fans here from let me hail out Jamil from Mohammed's Poultry Depot and Shirley Beauty Salon. Right? All the best to you guys. You know, always watching the program. It's a pleasure to have you from all the way in Barakpo. All right, so yes, let's go to that, please. Let's go to that.
2018, we would have had 110 fatalities. In 2019, 102. In 2020, we had 88. And in 2021, we had 69. Now, those figures, in 2020, we were very proud of our achievement. It was the lowest, I think, since 1956.
A significant decrease in road fatalities has been recorded over the last few years, particularly since the...
You see, this is what I tell you. We don't have dummies at the top, you know. We have dummies throughout the whole government. And let me explain something to you. They're taking credit for something that COVID did. The country was locked down. We were under manners. We had curfew. For months, we could not step outside of our homes. But the minister talking about it was certain things that they put in place that caused the numbers to drop. I bet you, God forbid, let them open back up everything now and watch what will happen before the end of this year. Because Trinidadians like to stick up on lampposts, you know, some of them. Some of them just like to test the front. But when you have a minister talking about here what happening now, it is because of the initiatives that we put in place that the numbers have dropped on road fatalities. Utter rubbish. Utter rubbish. I think last year, it was 6 months out of last year, we could not even venture out of our homes in the evening. Not only that, we had curfews during the weekend. So Rohan, come better than that, partner. Come better than that. Not all are we that dotish to believe your stupidness. Let's go again, guys. Yeah.
The contractor involved in the tragic diving incident and the state company Paria now...
Right. I want to introduce this Paria thing now because there's this war brewing between Paria and between LMCS. At the end of the day, I am not here to judge who is right and who is wrong, but I can tell you something, and let me speak on behalf of everyone who is a father. If I own a company and I know that my son is down there, nobody going to tell me that I can't go down there or I can't send anybody. All I got to shoot. A lie? So, to hear Paria's side of it, that need a little more story. The reality of it is that when it comes to LMCS, his son was involved. So, I don't believe anything in regards to they were given opportunities and this and that and they didn't take it in. But this young man, I always admire his videos. I want you to take a listen. Go ahead.
The contractor involved in the tragic diving incident and the state company Paria now seem to be in a bit of a back and forth, with the contractor in a release now calling for those involved to be brought to justice. They are confirming that they had qualified divers on site, willing and able to make an attempted rescue, but they were stopped by Paria. But it seems Paria has rehired their communications team because they had a shockingly quick and surprisingly professional response to this. They pointed out that the divers did make a rescue, but it was when they were attempting to enter the pipe again and go even deeper that Paria and the Coast Guard stepped in to say no. But that still is a bit at odds with what the divers on site said. They said even before they made their first attempt, Paria had already told them no. But a lot of these questions are really best left now for the investigators to answer, which may be a little more difficult, seeing as the opposition is already bringing into question how honest this investigation is going to be. And that is pretty pertinent, seeing as so many opposition members are involved as lawyers and advisors in finding justice for this issue. And it shouldn't be lost on anyone that they obviously have a vested interest in making the government look bad. But that's not to say there isn't a fair question here. If a state-appointed person in a state-run company makes a wrong decision, would you trust the same state to hire investigators that would come to a balanced conclusion?
Yep. So that makes sense, right? Of course that makes sense because that is what the gentleman normally does. All right. So here we go. I want to try something else. Just let me just say hello, Kenny from Don Miguel. Kenny, how you going, boy? Okay. Right. So I want to just... So here we go. I want to try something here. Hey, where you going, boy? Now, I just got an important, here we go. Right. So here we go. Right. Right. So here we go. Let me see if this number, yeah.
Hello, good night.
Hi, good night, Mr. Armstrong.
Yeah, good night.
Hi, Inshan Ishmael here. Let me ask you a question. Are you still attached to Faizabad by chance?
Faizabad police station?
Yes, correct.
Yes.
Okay, I want you to do me a favor. I'm calling you live on my program. It's nothing bad, by the way. I would just like to seek your indulgence. What happened is that I just showed a clip here with Miss Hills, whose daughter was involved in a motor manslaughter case where she was tossed in the air almost to the height of wires and her skull bust open. And she said it's 6 months now she has been begging for somebody to assist her in Faizabad, and nothing has been done. So what happened is that we are now following it up, and what happened is that every week we plan to make this an issue, because the fact is that, I mean, you are a father as well, so you know the love between you and your children, and for me to watch a woman holding up a blanket with blood, it is unfair. And I would just like to beg your indulgence and your intervention in this matter, please, if possible.
Okay.
Are you familiar?
I would have appraised Ms. Hill of the situation already, which was recently, and we did give her periodic updates. So she's aware as to the investigation. I really wouldn't want to discuss it.
No, of course. But the fact is that
aware of the situation, yes.
But the fact is that, I mean, with all due respect, Mr. Armstrong, this is 6 months that this woman has been grieving and holding on to the blanket of her dead daughter, her blood-stained blanket. And I ask you the question tonight, if this were your daughter, would 6 months be comfortable for you to wait? Would you accept 6 months? Because here what's happening, I mean, between you and I, because we deal with cases every day, and what happens is that I'm not an investigator, I'm not trained in investigation, but 6 months to wait on something like this is rather ridiculous, don't you think?
Well, like I said, we have an investigation that is ongoing, and we do appraise Ms. Hills periodically, and like I say, on the completion, she would be aware of everything that is going on. The police is working at a speedy rate. As you will be aware of, there are certain protocols that we have to follow, and we are adhering to those protocols. Right,
and Mr. Armstrong, I understand you, but if this is a speedy pace, I am concerned because the fact is that there have been 100 other cases that happen within this period now, so therefore the fact is that I could understand that you all are under pressure, and then with government not paying repairs for police vehicles and all that drama and all you're under stress, I can understand that.
All I would say to you at this time is that the police is conducting their investigation, and Ms. Hills are being updated.
No, Ms. Hills is being updated. She cannot be.
We would continue to do our job.
Oh,
right?
okay,
So
but no, can I ask you one question before you go? One question. Could I ask you one? Ms. Hills are being updated. This is the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. This is the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. You understand? If this were Mr. Himraj Armstrong's daughter, senior man at Faizabad, would it have been different? And I want you to put back that slide, guys. Put it back up. Because you know what? If he wasn't watching the program, he's watching it now. Right? And I want Himraj Armstrong, every time he go to sleep, to remember this. 6 months. Now let us run through this case. Fellas, let me run through this case. Car bounce child. Child sky up in the air. Child called crack. People who were there witnessed the incident. Right? There are allegations that they were witnesses. A vehicle was involved. They have the vehicle number. Why? Because here what happened, Moody. Once someone is charged with motor manslaughter, their license is suspended immediately. And in the last 5 years, guess how much people, come back to me guys, guess how much people had their licenses suspended? 0, as far as I'm aware. 0. So, Mr. Ramsey, I'm ashamed. I was hoping, and I didn't call and buff up the man. I didn't call and insult the man. I talk nice. I trying to talk nice to my wife. Fed up talk to me. She said, boy, talk nice. So I'm trying to listen to she, because one is that we coming up to our 25th anniversary, and I give she pressure for 24 years, so I'm trying to be nice now. And I hope she watching, right? So the fact is that here what happening now. Here what happening. I'm getting a huge amount of texts asking me to show back the video that I showed at the beginning of the program with the disgusting gentleman talking about people murder. I will show that before the end of the program so people will see what I was talking about. All right? So let us hope that after bringing this on here now, every week I'm going to post this up, and I'm going to post it up every week, because you know what happening? Miss Hill, do me a favor, call me tomorrow, please, because if we have to go and stand with you by the Faizabad police station, we will do it. Also, to let you know here what's happening, I have won every single court case so far, and the last one that was pending, I won that too, and I told you that 3 weeks ago. Well, here what's happening now, peoples. Time for me now to start suing, which I have in front of me, a set of cases which I'm taking legal action. But here what happened. Only remember, Moody, the time when we were offering food at Baraka Grounds and I was arrested, and when a large amount of people are gathered, and then when they found a woman's shoe, Gary found a woman's shoe, and I tell Meister, I say, that may belong to your family, and Meister get up, and he say, tell me one more thing, and I will deal with you, and threaten me, and I told Gary, I said, Meister, you sit down there and have Meister threaten me? Well, all that going to the Police Complaints Authority, and we are taking legal action against the Trinidad Police Service. We are supposed to be filing that in about a week or two. I ain't lying nothing, rest. You don't detain me for nothing. All you got to pay through all your teeth. And not only that, we have started legal action against Vemcot and the Trinidad Police Service as well. And we will discuss more of that as well. You see, I ain't backing down. It's full throttle. Right? So let's go again, guys. This video, I want to let you take a look at this and get serious. Listen.
The National Trade Union Movement is calling on parents to not vaccinate their children. A call is also being issued to government to accept liability for vaccine injury. Here's the story.
After claiming some victory in the back to work, no vaccination necessary policy, the National Trade Union Centre says government's policy failed in spite of its statements geared towards instilling fear in the population.
They did not anticipate the coming together of this group here. They did not realize that notwithstanding all the so-called follow the science and the Prime Minister utterances and the CMO and the Minister of Health, that there were people who were looking at the facts, that there were people who were trying to make sense out of nonsense, and therefore, the pushback was there.
Now there's another matter at hand.
The deliberate attempt to engender in our minds that children must be vaccinated to go to school, that children from 5 years up now have to be vaccinated.
Mr. Anisat contends the pandemic leaves fewer children affected than even the flu, and countries with high vaccination rates also have high COVID death rates.
Therefore, I make this plea to the parents. Stand your ground. That is your children. That is your child. That drug is experimental. No one can say what will happen next 2, 3, 4 years.
Dr. Ravi Sitran from Responsible Parents TT says the current process is without voluntary consent, the right to refuse, and is therefore a breach of medical ethics. They have not been thus far successful in getting the Health Ministry to release its vaccination policy for children.
We are trying to seek legal recourse, and we have filed for leave for judicial review. The Ministry of Health.
Well, let's see what's going on, right? And I could tell you quite frankly that my children have not been vaccinated and I will not vaccinate them. Asim, I just sent you a picture there. Post that up for me, please. I was told that the gentleman, remember the cable thing? Yes. I was told that the gentleman was arrested and his vehicle was seized. So therefore, here what's happening. When the police do good, we commend them, because I could have stayed quiet and shut my mouth and make the police look bad, right? But that is not my intention. As I've always said, my intention is to bring about balance, and at the end, when good is done, good to go. When bad is done, here, take pressure, right? So let's welcome Rita to this segment. And of course, Rita is the only real basil seed drink. It has basil seed outside there, I was told, with plastic pieces in it, similar to basil. All you do get stick, right? Make sure let's stick with Rita. Right? So, what happened to these people? I'm only calling me, boy, 354. Well, come now, man, get real. All right, so what we're going to do is that I'm going to open up my phone lines now. Right. Right, people, when you're walking by the pavement, right by Scotiabank on the Eastern Main Road somewhere, just look out, please, because one is that there's an area where you can actually bounce your foot on dead. But let's run through the 1 and 2 slide, guys, while we are organizing calls. Go ahead. Right, this is the vehicle here with the gentleman. Right, so good to go. Glad to see that he was taken. Let's go again, guys. right? French presidential hopeful Christian, Christian Ukrainians welcome, Arabs are not. Imagine that in time of war, these stinking dogs and them could discriminate. Imagine that, you know, they could discriminate. Let's go again. Right? To a loud applause at Congress, Spanish congressman and president of Vox, Santiago Abascal, says Europe must accept white Ukrainian refugees but ban all Muslim refugees. You know, I have been a Muslim all my life, and I've said it before. We have helped more Hindus and more Christians in this country than most Christian and Hindu organizations. And we do it not because we want to kill all, because here what's happening now. If Muslim wanted to kill people in this country, we would have done so already, and by the way, none of it would have been here. So the fact is that Muslims not interested in that, right? But when you see these idiots and the nonsense, right? Come again, guys. Let's go. This is Palestine. This is going on for years now, where the animals from Israel, where they are murdering children, they are taking their land. And what happens is that the world are upset over this, right? This is very graphic image, please. So just warning all, it's a very graphic image, right? This is going on all the time. Nobody blink an eye. Because these children, their lives are worthless. They mean nothing, right? But what happens is that what is going on in Ukraine now, everybody wake up. I mean, in Palestine, when you look at the land, they have lost most of their land stolen. And then you have people like Israel talking about land. Give me a break, right? So I am not going to be a hypocrite and pretend that I care about one and not care about the other. You know, all of a sudden, I ain't going to be that convenient, right? So let's open our phone lines, guys. Remember when you call in, turn down the volume on your television. Here we go. Hold that for now, right? Turn down the volume. Oh, yeah, let's play that Ukrainian video.
Look, we're going to use the at least 59 people killed, at least 149 people wounded. Those numbers are going to go up. There's just no question about that. I mean, you have fierce fighting in a number of locations around the country. You mentioned Chernobyl. Russian forces quickly overtaking that area. We understand they are still in control. The other thing that went down today that was of huge importance was Russian paratroopers went into an airfield 15 miles outside of Kyiv, and for a short period of time this afternoon, they held.
Honey, make this make sense to me right quick.
Before you play her. Yeah. This is a whole setup. This is what I tell you. People lying down. And one is that this man carrying about his news report, and you're seeing people actually, their dead suit blowing away with the wind. Play it again.
Look, we're going to use the at least 59 people killed, so at least 149 people.
I don't know. This world gone mad, you know. Watch my boy did. Breathe, blow, waiting, watch. Oh, God, let me fix up fast, yes? And this is news, you know. This is news. All you feel is your craziness we have to deal with. Right, so. Right. And talking about hypocrisy, let's go to the other video and you'll hear hypocrisy. Go ahead.
Honey, make this make sense to me right quick. We literally have Ukrainian children over here building Molotovs, throwing rocks at tanks, and going to whatever lengths to protect their land and avoid it from occupation. And he's a whole ass hero, as he should be. But switch it up a bit and say it's a Palestinian boy that's been making those Molotovs and tossing those rocks at those tanks. Ooh, boy, that child's not a hero. That's a terrorist in training, honey. Make that make sense to me.
Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. One child is a hero, the next child is a terrorist. So let's go to our lines. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yeah, Inchan, I want you to investigate these scholarships with all the students who pass it. And I was listening on a program that, on Ground Report, that a girl called in and said that she passed the she supposed to get a scholarship, and when she went to the ministry, that she just changed the system. That them about like they're giving who they want to give.
No, well, since 50, 60 years ago, you have always heard about these things taking place.
Well, we know that. Listen, we know that Manning had that secret scholarship. Too.
Yes.
Manning had a secret scholarship for PNMites and all, but they're taking genuine children who pass the scholarship and not giving them it, I want to give the PNMI it.
But that has been going on donkey years
They
now.
don't need midnight oil.
All right. Thank you very much, caller. Some doctors pleading with me at Mount Hope. They're saying here that the hospital, some work from 8 a.m. to 12 midnight until the next day, right? And there's no shower heater. Imagine you working until 12 o'clock in the night because you want to go and sanitize and bathe and clean yourself. Imagine they have a shower, a proper shower facility with hot water. Oh, geez. I don't know. Maybe it is they're waiting for us to sponsor one. Let me just hail out Daryl here. Daryl, thank you so much for being on our video. Like I said tonight, 999 messages. It has go up to more than that, boy. Wow. Right? Right. Right. Not only that, plenty of people now telling me that they have gone on Cure's website on the Facebook page and are now expressing their disgust with the whole thing. So therefore, as I said before, all I could do it that way because for me, right? Let's go through this and then I'll run through back that video one more time before we finish. Let's go again. Hello? Hello?
A very good evening and assalamu alaikum, brother.
Wa alaikum assalam.
So this thing with that missile daughter is ridiculous. I understand it was alleged that the guy was driving reckless and hit the child on the pavement, you know.
Correct.
Right. 6 months. This is totally unacceptable and ridiculous. How long did it take them to find the ministers on phone?
But this why, caller, when I asked the gentleman if it were his daughter, would it be different?
You see, he have to be batting in the streets. He couldn't talk, he couldn't answer. But in his conscience, he know what's happening. And finally, in Chan, the Caroni roundabout.
Yes.
For the longest while, there is no lights around that roundabout. That tower in the middle of the roundabout supposed to have 6 lights. None are working for about a year and change. And it's scary to be driving around that roundabout in the night.
Do me one favor.
Sure.
I want you to call me tomorrow and I'm giving you a guarantee.
Yes.
Here it is guarantee, yeah? Here it is guarantee. Right?
Listening.
I want to give you a guarantee that by Saturday, all those lights will be working.
Thank you so much.
Right?
I appreciate that because
I want you to
it's
call
really,
me tomorrow
yes,
and remind me, please. One call I'm going to make and I'm going to get those lights fixed for you.
I am going to call you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Have
my
a great
friend.
evening.
All the best. No, because like I said before, this is what this program does, you know. This is how we reach out and we help people. Let me just welcome Miran. And by the way, rice price, everything going up. But Miran still have it at boss prices, all their products. So here what happening now, folks. If all you're going to buy anything from oil to condensed milk to sardine, you name it, go and buy Miran. Because here what happening, all them big boys and them, now I hate to boss it like this, but all them big boys and them just buy the thing from 3 or 4 major countries and just slap brand on it. And because some of them greedy, they just feel that their product better than everybody else on, and they just want to bust your head with price. Miran, because this gentleman is a family man, he's a community man, he understands the need of the people, he and his family. So make sure when you go to the supermarket, look for that brand. Let's go again. Hello.
Inshallah, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Last week, when I mentioned about the situation in Ukraine, I know I get a bit of scolding from you, and I accept that, and I want to apologize. I want to remind Trinidad and Tobago, wherever your program is being aired, in the Caribbean, throughout the world, we must remember the Rohingya Muslims of Myanmar, the Uyghur Muslims of China, the Palestinian Muslims, the injustices that have been meted out to them, and the whole world doesn't see at all. The world doesn't see. And over the last week, I've listened to different international news stations, all the blue-eye, blonde-hair reporters. And the people of Ukraine,
African descent people are being discriminated against.
Other people is of no value. They are people like us with blue eyes and blonde hair. And I'm amazed that even on Al Jazeera, I heard a reporter making that said statement too. But I haven't seen him on air since. Since he made that statement, I have not seen him on air. Because there have a lot of people from England and other Western countries that are employed at Al Jazeera. So that's the case. Once you are superior, if you have blue eyes and blonde hair. Now, moving on now. This place, Greenville, we suffered a bad flood a few years ago. That should have been the reservoir in the Central District. Now, what we have to know is who bought that land from who and who sold it to the state for housing. You familiar with what I'm talking about?
No, I understand. We hear what I mean. And that is not the only case of who buy land from who or who sell land from who.
That is one of the cases.
Exactly.
But that is a water hole. That Greenville place, that was where the reservoir should have been. WASA, well, we was paying, they say how long it have increased, how much, 20-something years? Well, we was paying for no water. So if we're going to get water now, we got to pay more. That's simple logic.
Exactly.
This thing about, remember, it had a contract with Israel.
Right.
With some
Now you had to be briefer because I have real calls on hold.
Whatever become of it? They ever find them leaking?
What's that?
Remember, there was a contract with a company from Israel.
Right.
WASA contracted.
Yeah. One is that that is the same
millions of
company.
dollars.
That is the same company from Mars. They could see our water line in Trinidad.
And we can't see it, but the average citizen could show you a leak everywhere.
Yeah, well, boy, what I got to tell you. That is how it is. Anyway, I have to leave it there. Let's go again. Hello.
Hi, good night, Mr. Inchan.
Good evening.
I'm calling about the receipts and them that are sent to you with the material, with the $7,000 worth of material. Up to now, I hasn't get any report from you. And if this is for going in 5 years now, this man have this money from me and I've been paying rent.
Ma'am, hold on. I wasn't the one that take your material. This is something that was brought
I didn't
to
say
my
you, but I
attention.
send the
So remember, I have to work at the behest of the police and everybody else. And you see what going on? Woman, child, sky up in the air and dead with skull open. They care about that?
Yes, I understand.
So you think they care about this? You think they really care about this?
Can I come and see you with the receipt?
Do me a favor. I am not meeting with anybody because of COVID, but do me a favor. Contact me Monday and I'll try to meet with you.
Okay.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
At this number or
this, on the same number. That's fine.
Okay.
All the best. Take care. Let's go again, guys. Hello.
Hi, good night.
Good night.
Breaking barriers?
Yes, it is.
Oh, hi, good night. I want to highlight the issue with the current 1975 visa package employees.
Go ahead.
Right. 19 years they've been waiting for their lands, and it was a visa package agreement with Carney.
Yes.
And these people have been still waiting. Nobody's highlighting. The opposition is speaking about everything except
well, most of the Carney workers end up voting back the same donkey again in their opposition areas. They vote back the same idiots, the same people who did nothing for them. So at the end of the day, what do they expect? They supported Kamala. Kamala kicked them in their tail. They voted this one, they kicked them in their tail. It is because of what they are doing. They could have changed the people who represented them. But you know what they decided? Nah, we are doing that. We go stick to the same fools who represent we, and we go take pressure because they are doing nothing for we. So who to blame? Who is to blame?
Yes, well, I guess at this point they're tired of that and they want to try something different because I've noticed the narrative has changed.
The reality of it is that all you're stuck in that because of all your voting pattern. Don't vote PNM. The hell was with them. But vote somebody different now. Somebody go actually do something for all you. Don't come on TV and go and cry because all you ain't getting land. All you need to get people to represent all you, not a bunch of dead horse. And that is the problem. All you have people who the same fellas who talking parliament but coming to talk for you. All you need to get more vocal. Hit the streets. And when all you goes, the sad thing is when these fellas go somewhere, they're arguing amongst themselves and quarreling. I see a video like that. I want to help them, but the fact is that many of these people don't want to help themselves. They don't want to help themselves. That is the reality of it. Sad reality. Let's go again. Hello.
Yes, hello?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yes, Mr. Inchon, good night.
Good night.
Mr. Inchon, I traveled to New York. I spent 2 years, right, because of the COVID. And I came back. I had some money back home here, trying to get a change. I cannot get a change.
No, because
right?
let me tell you why you cannot get a change. Because number one, according to the banks in Trinidad and Tobago, it is illegal to sell currency. You have to go through the bank. That's number one. Number two, what I mean is that some people feel...
No, Mr. Anshan, it's Trinidad dollars. It's TT dollars.
Nah, well, here what, TT dollars?
TT dollars, that they decide that they're not changing the $100 bills no more.
Well, here what, time for that pass. All you take too long. At the end of the day, all you had family to represent, all you who could have gotten a power of attorney to change our money, all you cannot expect the government to hold back for when all you come back. It don't work so. It can't work so in America. It can't work so in Canada. In Trinidad, even though we have dotage laws, don't expect it to work so for you. At the end of the day, hard luck. You ain't getting that change. You could use it to stick up on the wall because that is serving no purpose again. All the best, take care. Boy, people who still have this old currency, the government give them a whole year, but you're studying to Telele in New York and you're studying to Telele in Miami all over. You ain't going to call and say, you give a letter, send it down via FedEx, power of attorney. You contact the bank and say, well, but no, you want nobody to know your business, so now you get stick with the money. Whose fault is that? That I mind. We'll take 2 final calls. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yes, good night.
Good night.
Mr. John, good night.
Good night.
I'm waiting 2 years now for Mount Hope to call me to do my eye surgery, and they ain't calling.
Well,
I don't know what you can do.
No, Rowley said things going slow, but he don't, the judiciary going slow and this and that. He is studying people like you suffering. How long now? 2 years now?
2 years, and I have cataract in one of my eye. I can't see nothing.
How old are you?
53 years.
53?
Yes.
And you sounding like a little child.
No, I'm not a little child.
But you're singing young. You have a young face. I mean, a young voice.
Yes, I am. I look young.
Okay, so you look like me then.
Yes.
All right, do me a favor. WhatsApp me tomorrow at my number and I'll try to, and I will try to help you out. Look, someone is saying, thank you. Someone is saying, yeah, that video is very sickening and degrading to any human because all it is concerned with is women. You know what I mean? Which is fact. So, let me, that's not, hold on. Right, so basically, ask him, do me a favor. Right, so I'll send in something for you. Right, so here we go. You go get ready. We'll take this. Did I send the calls or we have one more call? Hello? That's it? All right, good. I'm sending you one more thing, right? That. And I want you, right, good. No, that's it. Now, many people asked who joined me late that they heard me mention something about cure. And I want to be brief because I'm out of time. What happened is about 4 weeks ago, I took the decision not to have cure as a background anymore and not to support them because of a position that a company decision that they took, which I considered was totally disgusting. And I couldn't stand by it. As a strong, believing, practicing Muslim, I could not have stand by it. As I always say, this mark on my head didn't come from me bouncing a piece of concrete. Right? So I could not in good faith support a product and endorse a product because I was the one that built this brand in Trinidad and Tobago literally when it was parked up in a warehouse in Otahiti. So the fact is that when, yeah, I'll tell you when I'm ready. When we heard that there's a gentleman who is now the ambassador together with 2 other persons, one of them was Alison Hines or something, and they pulled her. She got pulled, right? But interestingly enough, this remained, right, which is a shocker to me. The fact is that when this was brought to my attention, I said, no, I cannot endorse that, especially with how nasty it is. And I'm about to play the video again. And this is the gentleman that Cure has as an ambassador. And I have stepped back because I cannot be part of that. It is demeaning to women. It is disgusting. It is despicable. And Asim, seeing that they're listening to me, even though I am the one that helped build the brand, now I'm a dog because the brand probably built up and go where to go, right? Do me a favor, put that what I just sent to you. This is Cure Oxygen on their Facebook page. Just go and tell them how you feel about that video now. Go on the page and let them know exactly, the women of Trinidad and Tobago, let them know how you feel and what it is I'm talking about. This is the video that I'm talking about, and this is the person who is the ambassador. Let's go again, guys. Let's go. Let's run that
My
video.
name is Cracky. Let me spit my rhyme. Your face is the reason ugliness is a crime. Your mother called me up and tell me she...
Like I said before, it's very rude, disgusting, nasty, disrespectful to women. And I don't normally air rubbish like this. And I'm also calling out Popeyes because I'm going on their page and do the same thing. Because here what's happening, young people, I have children. And I want people who my children could look up to. This young man could turn on his whole life and get 100 more people to endorse. But not with this type of rubbish breads. Hard luck, right? Take a listen to this yourself.
My name is Cracky, let me spit my rhyme. Your face is the reason ugliness is a crime. Your mother called me up and tell me she want a lime. I enter she bedroom and she didn't waste my time.
Whoa.
And your name is Cracky? Mine's too, but you just do crack and that's true. I just crack your mother back times two. Monday to Sunday, right through. Let me tell you a little story about the family. Them seconds turn into hours, them hours turn into nights, them nights turn into life, and guys won't make it nice. Your mother, your sister, your auntie, your cousin, sleep with all of them twice.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Ain't you born a piper? That mean you born to beg. I born to put your mother in a bed from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Tuesday. No. I realize you forget the days.
I cannot even bother. I can't even bother. And this is the individual they have as the ambassador for Cure, and that is why I step back. And after 4 weeks of talking to the owner's son, telling him here happening, this cannot be right, he didn't listen. Even Mr. Ghani, Barry Ghani, was disgusted. Barry spoke to me and Barry said he could not even watch 10 seconds of this. Barry was completely disgusted. Other members of staff, but what the hell going on? Everybody was confused. Who spoke to me? So what happened is that here what's happening. I'll be sending Mr. Ghani and others all your messages, right? How you feel about this. But I can tell you that Cure, give me that bottle there, Moody. Right? I am not going to support it right now until they apologize to the women of Trinidad and Tobago. And this bottle is going in the rubbish bin until an apology is done. Because at the end of the day, I've always said, I may be losing a lot of money based on this decision, but here what's happening. I don't care about money when it comes to principles and standing up for what is right. That is the way I've always been. So hard luck, you understand? So anyway, now that you have seen it for yourself, right? I mean, I'm not perfect, but I try to run my company knowing that here what's happening. Whatever we do must be respectable. The people who represent us must be respectable. The people who are our voices and faces must be people who, others could emulate. This is something that people can emulate. No way in hell, right? So all you go on their Facebook page and let them know exactly how you feel. A huge amount of people told me that they're not going to order their products again. And I agree. Let them know how you feel. Let them hurt in their pockets. Because at the end of the day, this is not right. It is not acceptable. It is disgusting, low down, and shameful. All right, so this is where we need to take a break and we need to end it off. And when they apologize, I will play it on this program. I will play it on this program. And when they apologize, I will put back here on my program. If they want it back, I will put it back. But you cannot have that endorsement. No thanks. All right, so God bless all you. Take care. This is where we have to end it off. Remember, our Expo, book your booths now. We are almost 50% booked. This event takes place in just about 2 weeks' time. If you have not booked your space, do so now, please. Right? 6844-762 and 3834-699. God bless you. Take care. And good evening.
waiting for something to happen to me.